Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for next week. Taylor's health crisis and romance brewing. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for next week tease that Taylor's medical issues may come to light. After Ridge, Thorsten Kaye, sees Taylor collapse, he attempts to get her help. Will this be the way her family finds out about her heart failure? Meanwhile, it seems another Forrester Creations relationship is brewing. Hope, Annika Noel, and Carter, Lawrence St. Victor, were flirty, and there may be a connection in the works. A new addition to the Forrester Creations team is setting up some rivalry in the younger adult scene. As fall comes barreling in and November sweeps just weeks away, the writers are setting the stage for the hot-button storylines that will take us through the biggest months for soaps. Here's what's happening next week on The Bold and the Beautiful. Will Taylor die? Taylor has an episode on the heels of catching a moment between Ridge and Brooke, Catherine Kelly Lang. Ridge ran to her, but it seemed she was unconscious. Don't count on it. Taylor likely won't be going anywhere until November sweeps, and even then, we aren't sure the writers won't find a way to save her. However, this episode will lead to more questions about her health, which will have Ridge and Steffi, Jacqueline Massinswood, worried about her. Hope and Carter romance. Hope is still reeling from her connection to Finn, Tanner Novlan, but a new suitor may be in the works for the single Logan lady. Friday's episode teased a pairing between Hope and Carter. It will likely be explored, as she needs to put her focus off of Finn and into something else. The relationship could shake things up, and seeing Hope paired with someone powerful at Forrester could change things for her. Will they pursue an office romance, or will it be more of a hot and heavy affair that keeps Hope busy and out of Steffi's way? Will joins the Forrester team. Will Crew Morrow is ready to shake things up in the young adult scene, and the writers are setting him up to compete with RJ Joshua Hoffman. He has decided to work with Katie Heather Tom at Forrester, which begs the question of how Bill, Don Diamond, will react to the news when he finds out. Spencer Publications is where Bill's sons work, and Will is the first who hasn't followed in their footsteps. Next week on The Bold and the Beautiful, the drama reaches new heights as Taylor's world is rocked by a sudden health crisis, threatening to shake the Forresters and the rest of the LA elite. Unbeknownst to those around her, Taylor has been quietly dealing with the effects of mounting stress, which finally culminates in a dramatic episode that could change everything for the beloved psychiatrist. Taylor's health crisis. Taylor has always been the rock for her family and friends, offering sage advice and guidance while keeping her own struggles tucked beneath her composed exterior. But cracks have started to show, and it's becoming clear that her emotional well-being is hanging by a thread. The stress of managing her complicated relationships, especially with Ridge and Brooke, coupled with the demands of her profession, have taken a toll on her physically and mentally. Next week, this reaches a breaking point. In a shocking twist, Taylor collapses unexpectedly during a heated conversation, leaving those closest to her in a panic. Brooke, despite their ongoing rivalry, rushes to her aid, showcasing the depth of their shared history and perhaps a flicker of reconciliation. The incident leads to a tense hospital stay, where doctors will uncover a more serious issue than initially anticipated. The question on everyone's mind will be, is this just the beginning of a long and difficult journey for Taylor? With Taylor's health in jeopardy, the Forresters rally around her, particularly Steffi, who is shaken by the possibility of losing her mother. The crisis puts a strain on the already fragile relationship between Steffi and Ridge, as they cope with the looming uncertainties surrounding Taylor's future. Ridge, caught between his feelings for both Taylor and Brooke, will be forced to reconsider the importance of Taylor in his life. This health scare also opens the door to revisiting old wounds, as unresolved tensions between Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor surface once more. Ridge finds himself torn, not just between the two women, but also between his guilt over the emotional turmoil that his indecision has caused Taylor. Will Taylor's vulnerability bring Ridge closer to her, or will it push him further away, possibly back into the arms of Brooke? This emotional roller coaster sets the stage for a deeply personal journey for Taylor, one that could either strengthen her resolve or leave her shattered. Romance brewing in the air. Amid Taylor's health scare, the romantic drama on The Bold and the Beautiful never takes a backseat. As Taylor fights for her health, sparks are flying elsewhere in LA, with several surprising love stories beginning to unfold. Steffi, already overwhelmed by her mother's condition, finds herself increasingly drawn to an unexpected source of comfort. Could her complicated history with Finn be reigniting? There have been moments of undeniable chemistry between them, despite their rocky past, and now, as Steffi turns to Finn in her time of need, she's forced to confront her lingering feelings. Finn, who has been steadily trying to prove that he's a trustworthy partner, senses that the timing may be right to rekindle the flame. But Steffi, caught between her duties as a mother, her love for her family, and her unresolved emotions, faces a dilemma that may determine the course of her romantic future. Elsewhere, another brewing romance is threatening to upset the balance of the Forresters. Hope, who has been navigating her own set of emotional challenges, begins to find solace in a rather unexpected place. Thomas, once thought to be out of the picture as far as Hope was concerned, re-enters her life in a more significant way. While their past is filled with tension, manipulation, and misunderstandings, there's no denying the spark that remains between them. As they spend more time together, working closely on Forrester business, old feelings start to resurface. Hope is conflicted. Can she truly trust Thomas after everything that's happened, or is this just a dangerous game that could lead to heartbreak? Liam, too, senses the shift in dynamics between Hope and Thomas, and his insecurities begin to flare up. Liam has always been the pillar of stability in Hope's life, but as she grows more independent and begins to reassess her priorities, he fears that he's losing her to the unpredictable allure of Thomas. This fear drives him to act out, leading to confrontations that only deepen the divide between them. Liam is determined to fight for his marriage, but is it too little, too late? Shifting alliances. As if Taylor's health scare and the burgeoning romantic entanglements weren't enough, next week we'll also see shifting alliances that could have lasting repercussions across the Forrester family and beyond. Eric, the patriarch of the family, is quietly observing the chaos around him. While his own personal life seems settled for the time being, he's growing increasingly concerned about the state of the family business. With Ridge preoccupied by his romantic entanglements and the younger generation caught up in their own dramas, Eric is considering making a bold move to secure the future of Forrester Creations. He's been watching Steffi closely and may decide that it's time to pass the reins to her officially, despite her personal struggles. But will she be ready to handle such a significant responsibility with everything else on her plate? Quinn, always one to stir the pot, senses an opportunity as well. She's been on the periphery lately, but next week could see her making a calculated move to reassert her influence in the Forrester world. With Taylor's health in crisis and the rest of the family distracted, Quinn might find a way to manipulate the situation to her advantage, possibly by targeting Ridge or even rekindling an old alliance with Brooke. If Quinn decides to strike, the ripple effects could be catastrophic for everyone involved. Finally, there's the lingering question of Bill Spencer. Though he's been relatively quiet recently, Bill is never far from the center of any storm. His feelings for Brooke haven't entirely faded, and with Ridge potentially distracted by Taylor's situation, Bill could use the opportunity to make a bold play for Brooke's heart once again. But Bill's not just focused on romance. He's also keeping a close eye on Forrester Creations, sensing vulnerability in the company's leadership. Could Bill be planning a hostile takeover? It wouldn't be the first time, and with the Forresters facing internal strife, now might be the perfect time for Bill to strike. The road ahead. Next week on The Bold and the Beautiful promises to be a whirlwind of emotions, with Taylor's health crisis sending shockwaves through her family and beyond. Old alliances will be tested, new romances will spark.